Yeah.
All right, let's sort this bullshit out. Um, so, John and Austin seem pretty convinced that I said that this coven has the first waivers. I'm cool with that. Um, I just wanted, like I said, I just wanted to set some stuff in stone before we get started, so that we're all playing on the same page.
Yep.
You know, anybody have what? I was like, I was trying to think of other things we should maybe get cemented because apparently all my shit, all the important shit, I don't have. So, and I'm not trying to retcon. Trying to retcon as little as possible. So, what else do you think we need to get out of the way before we actually get started? Anybody got thoughts?
Are there any questions you have for us on stuff you want to solidify or you want to know what we think is going on? Or what we think you told us? So, is there anything specific that you're concerned about?
Not really. It's like I said, the only thing I was concerned about is us all being on the same page because, as you could tell by my reactions last week, I may have been on a different page.
That's gonna happen from time to time.
I think the ending to last week's campaign kind of threw you off a bit.
Oh, it did because one, I wasn't expecting a discussion on, hey, who's gonna offer themselves, and then which is all fine. It's all well and good.
We weren't expecting.
Wasn't expecting that discussion, and then I wasn't expecting to be wrong, because who is ever expecting to be wrong? Unless you're like, hey, I think the Packers are definitely going to win the Super Bowl. Like, I'm going to be wrong there. But, yeah.
So, like, Cowboys fans are wrong every year. Except for Boz, because he's a little more understanding than the rest of that
realistic
fucking
as fuck.
pool of troglodytes.
Good word.
It's a D&D monster.
That's a real thing.
I was just quoting Jurassic Park 2.
I haven't seen that.
I have seen that.
Lost World, Jurassic Park. Sorry, that part.
No, I assumed that's what you meant. I've only seen the first one and the first one with Chris Pratt.
I can honestly say I've seen all 6 Jurassic Park movies.
There's 6? I thought there was only... Wait, has there been 3
There's
Chris
now
Pratt
2
ones?
trilogies. Yeah,
okay.
There's now 2 trilogies.
I didn't...
2 complete trilogies.
I didn't realize that they came out with a 3rd Chris Pratt.
I was really excited for the concept that was set up for the 3rd one, and I remember being a little bit let down with the 3rd Chris Pratt one.
Okay, I didn't like Lost Kingdom at all, and I kind of dug this last one. Okay.
I didn't love Fallen Kingdom. I loved what it set up. The ending to Fallen Kingdom, I was like, cool, I'm ready. This is going to be a great epic 6th movie for this entire saga. This will be perfect.
Gotcha.
Did it
and
end,
they didn't pay it off as well as I thought it should.
Did it end
I can't remember.
Did it end with somebody claiming a last name that wasn't theirs? That's always a plus.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's not like the Nolan or the new Star Wars trilogies.
He's like, my name is Alan Grant Rex.
My name is Lex Jurassic Park. And then somebody goes, he said the thing. What is it? Superman 4.
It's like Action Jackson Flaxen Waxen. Yeah, my name is Velociraptor.
Oh, that's why it's called that.
It wasn't bad. No, I kind of enjoyed it too, Buzz. But I remember being let down because I thought it was going to be epic.
And see, I feel the same way for Jurassic. I mean, part 2 because I loved Jurassic World so much.
And that is fair. Very fair.
So since I no, it's good. I feel like I had a hand in this. So since I also don't have last week, I have last week's. It has 0 sound, so that's why I've done 2 test recordings tonight, and I have sound this time. So where did we just kind of ended mid conversation, right?
We
Pretty
ended
much.
with us saying we want to get the colonists back, and you
Mhm.
said we're going to stop there.
Yeah, because I had to think about stuff.
So it came down to
We're not going to work with them unless they give us our
we
colonists back.
we are under the impression that they either have the maybe in a dungeon somewhere or somewhere else, or maybe some sort of stasis, or they know where the colonists are, and because they said something to the
And they
effect,
also have the other piece.
they said something to the effect of this will be good for them. So how else could they not know where they were or have them if it wasn't going to be good for them?
So, I, so like not to pull, not to peek behind the kimono too hard. Um, the knowing where they're at and having them, obviously very different.
Well, they
John, how do
I
you feel about what Austin just said?
um I feel like they said that, and I feel like they also said in the same conversation, we have them, and we could make something work if you work with us. And then we blew up the heart, and they wouldn't talk to us no more.
Right.
I don't remember that part.
Because
I just remember them saying,
Austin
if
still
you give
remembers
us
having the heart.
if
Yeah.
you give us if you give us what we want, then this will, and it, like, will it be good for us? Is it going to be good for people? And like, yes, it will be good for the people of Stone
Yeah.
Shore.
See, that's the only thing I
That's-
remember saying for sure is that
Right,
if
and
you
then
guys
we
were to
have-
help them, it would be good for the missing colonists.
And I remember asking, does that mean you have them? And they were like, well, yeah.
I don't know.
And now they
I
could
don't
have been lying.
Everything they said was like half and half. Like,
But
right?
yeah, it was a fucking
Okay,
annoying
But
conversation.
whether they have them or not,
tell me how you
okay.
really feel,
And
motherfucker.
felt like
Don't
a
you
waste
fucking
of
do it
my
to me
time.
again.
so here's the second part, right?
Like, what the fuck was the
Ace,
point of
you,
all that?
That's
Ace,
what
you
we
notice your arm starts to fall off.
Now, so here's the other half.
And
Okay,
your
so
gloves are
void
gone.
opens in this wherever we're at, and some stuff's gonna happen. I'm casting spells.
You can't.
So,
You don't. Your
regardless
wand
Check
was
with
in
you.
the arm that
or
fell
know
off.
where they're at, we say you wanted something from us so that you could trust us,
Right.
right? So we also want the same thing from you, and what we are interested in more than anything else
Yeah,
is
let's
the
just go.
colony. So maybe they were lying earlier,
We
but
can, we can jump
they're
from
gonna
there.
have to, like, what we want is finding the that's the most
We
important.
want our people.
Like, if you don't know where
Thank
they're
you,
at,
Moses.
then it's not very helpful.
Here's
to
a
us.
question that I think would be helpful to everyone, mostly me,
What's
but let's I would like everyone, just individually, not as a group consensus. What is more important to everyone's character? Getting the first wave back or stopping the slave trade? And don't say both. Just pick one.
First wave.
There is no answer. There is no wrong
for me.
answer. Okay.
For Ace is
For
first
me,
wave.
it's slave trade.
Okay. Nitsua?
For Nitsu, it's a slave trade.
Okay.
For Ace, it's first wave, and number two, it's retribution for that girl. The slave trade is what Nitsu is worried about, so he wants to help him with that.
I figured first
But
wave.
that's
I
the
figured
furthest thing from
retribution
my
for the
mind.
child was actually at the top of your list, but I know that wasn't one of the options I gave you. So,
yeah, so it probably
okay.
is number one on my list, and the first wave would be second.
Okay, that's
So-
okay. I can work with all this. We're in a good spot.
Yeah.
So, Austin, you just said something like they needed something from you. You needed something with them. Kind of like a hey, let's compromise here, right?
Before we sacrifice ourselves,
Right.
you need to show us that the thing we only really care about around here is the colonists. You were here and you've been fucking shit up, so we assume.
Yeah.
And you already had some in your last dungeon.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. I think I can work with this. And like I said, I'm going to do my best to retcon as little as possible moving forward because sometimes retconning is necessary, but it's also kind of fucking lame, right? Even
Yeah,
if
it
you
is what it is.
Even if you make mistakes, fucking roll with them and just try and do better. I think. That's at least what I expect from myself. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we had, like I said, we had Miriam, Monica, Rachel, and Phoebe, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
So, uh, let's see. Who do I want to say this? Let's go with let's the one on the far left. She stands,
Regina Falange.
Ken Adams. By the way, that would have been a great alias for Ace. I know it's not in a
Yeah.
Jim Carrey
Yeah.
fucking thing, but
I mean, we could use Ken Adams at some point. I'm all for that.
yeah.
I just
Anyways,
got to
Drake-
remember to use it.
Drake Ramore.
It's Hans or more.
You could be Hans Ramore, Buzz. The one on the far left stands up, and she says, I don't even know if you guys know their names, even though I told you. I don't know if your characters know their names, but she stands up and she goes,
Nitsua does.
"Oh yeah, Nitsua would, but you still can't see their faces. But yeah, that's fine. Let's just say you can see their faces at this point, because I don't give a shit anymore. I've gone into fuck it mode, not in a bad way, but just in a fuck it, let's do this. Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah. So they've drawn their hoods back, right, and you can see their faces. So Nitsua, you would know that Monica stands up, and she says, Nitsua, good to see you. It's been a minute. Anyway, I think maybe we can come to some sort of consensus. Obviously, anything I say will have to have the approval of Mother. And she, looks back at Miriam, and Miriam kind of nods, like in a, yeah, sure, go for it. I'm tired of talking to these fucking assholes. No, she's like,
Good.
I like how you say that as if you assume she's gonna be any more cooperative.
No.
I'm just doing it for fun. She says,
We won't be any more cooperative either then.
yeah, I know. She says, gentlemen, it seems that we're at a bit of an impasse. However, I believe if cooler heads prevail, we can come to some sort of compromise, maybe even a working relationship. And she kind of walks over towards you, Ace. She doesn't get too close, but like, I imagine you guys are kind of standing in a line, maybe a foot or two of separation between you, and she kind of like just stands straight ahead of you, Ace, and she's like, Mr. Burbank, you seem fairly angry over the tragic death of the small girl. Is that fair to say?
I believe it's very fair to say. I believe I'm angry with your tactics and lack of care of what you do to accomplish what you want. Poor leadership, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's going to look at Nitsua like heavy.
Wow, you just called Nitsua a poor leader? That's
No,
really mean.
they're
of you.
poor
I heard
leaders,
what
and
you-
that should be important to him. And that's kind of the look he's... And Ace doesn't give these types of looks often to anybody, like, you're wrong or anything like that, but he's like... He's trying to convey his distrust
that
of these
you've
women.
grown a pair.
Yeah, a little bit.
She says, I couldn't agree more that it was... what did you say? Just give me the real quick gist of it. Bad leadership. I remember that part.
Yeah, just bad that they've been
maybe
bad
misguided
leaders.
tactics. Something.
Misguided tactics.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did not
No.
care
Yeah, yeah.
about any collateral damage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can go from there. She says. I do agree. Perhaps the tactics were a bit. A bit unwieldy. Let's say. I think that's fair to say. She says. However, I think perhaps there can be a compromise. She says, The little girl's death, very tragic, as I said. But you know what our goal is now. Obviously, a resurrection, and I think that if you can help us, we can help each other. Perhaps we can undo that terrible sin.
What terrible sin?
The little girl being dead. The murders of innocent people. Yeah, that's what I was going with. She says.
Well, yeah, I wasn't sure what you
I didn't know if that was in character either. But
yeah,
Ace knows what she means.
no,
now.
Yeah, got you. That is an interesting prospect, but that is not my decision to make. That is her parents' decision to make. If they still think you are due their retribution, I will be their sword.
That's sure. Fair. Obviously that's a good point. You shouldn't be the ones to speak for them. That's well put. But you know, if possible, we would love to right that wrong. And
that
go on.
Should not be allowed.
I'm sorry?
You are using power to manipulate people once again, to do what you want, to see your ends to a means. It's an unjust use of power.
She says, Ace, I realize that there is zero trust between us and you, and probably the all three of you. I get that. But at what point does a goodwill gesture? We were trying to offer a goodwill gesture, and you jump straight to manipulation.
You're trying to offer something at the end.
Yes.
That's not a gesture. That's not something for me now.
The offer.
That's not something to know I could prove you. That's not something even substantial for me.
Okay.
We've told you we want our colonists back, and now you're trying to lure me with promises that you will most likely not keep.
Well, all right. She walks over to Nitsua. She's like, actually, she doesn't walk over to Nitsua. She just kind of backs up and gets like centered again, so it's not like she's addressing anybody. She's like, gentlemen, we have a goal. You have a goal. We're at an impasse. You tell me how to move forward.
So what was your plan here? My father kills yours. You come over here and destroy the colony to try and find the pieces of your dad to bring him back to life, assuming that he would want that, and assuming that he would then be able to bring justice to my father? In a nutshell?
She says, I mean, that's a little bit glib, but sure. I mean, the goal in all of this was always to end the awful deed of trafficking human lives. Or not human lives, you know what I mean? Because there's more than humans around in this world. But yeah, trafficking innocent lives. It's fair for all of you to assume that this is a selfish act, because yes, it involves our father. I fully understand that. Makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, we're the ones with the power to do it, and, well, potentially the power to do it, and the person with the power to undo this tragedy happens to be related to us.
I think to have we've asked for a show of trust. Maybe that was a big step. Maybe we could start out with a smaller step. Maybe we could meet in person instead of this cloak and games and all this BS. You can say whatever you want when you're able to hide behind these this magics that you were using. But right now, how do we know anything that you are even you? Right? Can I send you a two-step verification to your cell phone number?
She says,
You send it.
she says,
You can
actually, we've used our facial recognition. We can tell it's you, so we're good.
right. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
but there's deepfake things everywhere nowadays, and you can't just trust the videos of stuff. So I mean, let's meet in person. Put your, I mean, you right now you have nothing on the line, and then let's keep talking.
I don't understand how you'd say we have nothing on the line, but I also I don't know that there's really any benefit to. I mean, what's the end game there? Is it
Put your cards on the table so we can have a frank discussion.
I
Right now, we're here at your power, and you can send us away at your power. We need to even the playing field a little bit.
She says fair enough. I guess that's somewhat true. We don't really have any more cards to lay on the table. You know everything that we have to tell you. She's like,
Where are the colonists? You've still skirted that question time and time and time again. What do you mean you have nothing to lay on the table?
that's fair. That's, you know what?
Yeah.
You're right. Again, DM forgetting stuff. She says that's fair. Gotta hold something, right? You guys, what do you guys decide? I mean, we need you. You obviously don't need us as much. But there's other people that need you too. Fuck. You guys are better at this than I gave you credit for. She's like, they kind of huddle. And you occasionally hear like, you hear like things get said. Yeah, you hear burps. You hear.
Can I can I roll for stealth to see if I can sneak into this huddle that they have here?
You're right there.
I mean,
I know, but so that way I can listen to exactly
You're
what
in
they're
an
saying.
ethereal plane type hill.
I love the idea of him rolling for stealth
Yeah,
with
because
disadvantage.
you have to
You
roll with
can't-
disadvantage. So sure.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
funny.
love it. As he clanks across this ethereal room.
All right.
Oh,
That's
19.
a good start. You got to roll twice.
Yeah, no, sorry, it was loading.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna try and. Oh, okay.
18.
All right. So I'm gonna roll 4 perception checks because there's 4 of them. You know what? I didn't roll anything higher than an 11. So you get up there and you're close. How close are you trying to get?
Like right up to them?
Like in the middle.
He can
like just
touch them
sneak-
and they won't necessarily know because they're ethereal, right?
You don't know. Nobody's ever touched them.
I roll up to them and like, I like to whisper too.
You can still make friends.
So what you hear is you hear things that sound like places, right? Like Whispering Gorge, the Silent Fields. You know, like adjective and geographic location, right? Like a lot of
Gotcha.
shit like that. They're like. Well, you hear one of them just like, how about the fucking road? It's just like, and they kind of break, and then they see you, and they're like, huh. But other than that, you
Like
can
the
tell
shit
that they
hills
were
of Mount Agoria.
the what?
The shit hills of Mount Agoria.
Yeah, it's where the Golgothan lives.
There you go.
They said no. Somebody says the shithills of Montagor. He's like, no, I am not talking to the Golgothan again. He's awful. They break their huddle. They see you, and they're like, huh, how much of that did you hear?
Nothing.
Roll
I just have
deception.
you behind you.
Don't roll deception, because that doesn't...
What? I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't even notice you were there. I was just walking around.
I can't believe you got a fucking 18 with disadvantage on stealth.
Right.
I was like, yeah, fuck it, do it, asshole. And then versus 4 perception checks.
I mean, that's pretty good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Take me to Vegas right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're gonna let you roll with roll 20 at a craps table though. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know how to play craps. Maybe you could.
No, I don't either.
It looks like a lot of fun, but it also looks very
when we went on our
confusing.
cruise, they had a craps table there, and one of our friends tried it for the first time. I also had never done it before, but since he got there and he fucking nailed it, like he just had a hot hand.
Well, like, yeah, I feel like you can have a hot hand, but like, I still don't know what to bet on.
No, Q does, and our
Okay.
other friend who was there did.
Oh, okay.
Like so they know how to do the
And it's
how
not
to gamble
exactly
with that.
like anytime I've been in a casino and there's a craps table, it's not a great place to come up to somebody and be like, "Hey, can you teach me?"
Nobody wants that.
Like, I want to, like, I like if you want to learn craps, I think you need to go to a casino at like 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. Just be the only person there. Hey, dealer, can you hook a brother up with a lesson?
It's like Austin in between us talking about football.
Yeah,
It's just not great.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna say. You're not gonna say you listening to MMA talk. You fucking douchebag.
I'm so bored already. Jesus.
Me and John were talking about fights to send you that could possibly intrigue you.
I've
Yeah.
been to a live event and I was like, oh, look who's. I was more interested in Jared Padalecki being there than I was at the fucking fights.
I don't even know
See,
who that is.
yeah, I don't
That's
either.
Sam Winchester from
Oh, is he the long-haired one?
Supernatural. Yes, and he
Yeah.
also lives around here too.
Gotcha.
See, my
Joe
thing
Rogan
with
was there.
fighting is I like the UFC because it's what would happen if pro wrestling was legitimate.
Oh no, I'm
It used
entertained
to
by the
be.
fights. I'm not entertained by the personalities.
Yeah, the personalities were better, like in the early 2000s.
Well, they were allowed to be individuals when they didn't wear Reebok fight kit.
It's all.
But
Kind
anyway.
of, it's all kind of homogenous now. Well, I still walked away, so
Yeah, I know. Dang it.
it's all good.
Yeah, we
chased him
push
off.
this button.
That's what we get for talking sports.
I want to fucking get somewhere with this shit.
So drop kicks. That's fun.
Drop kicks.
Dropkick Murphys? What?
No, the Doug Flutie drop kick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get another beer.
Yeah, I just remember stupid shit like that. I did not know McMahon did one, but I knew Flutie was the last
I remember Flutie's vividly.
Me too.
I remember watching it.
Yeah.
It was just I think I had just recently around that time watched the original Longest Yard, and they have a drop kick in that movie too.
All right.
Do they? Yeah, they. Oh, the original.
The original, yeah, because you know how like
Okay.
the new one they had like a trick play, and then Romanowski was asking, "Hey, is that legal?" It's like, yes, that was the drop kick was that play in the first
Yeah.
movie.
All right.
Gotcha.
Let's go before we scare Austin off again.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so what was the last? Oh, they were whispering.
Nothing.
They were huddled. You're right. Oh, nothing.
But I do that and I wink at the guys, but it's like a rocket raccoon wink. It's very obvious.
I'd be like, right. Be like, did you hear anything? No.
No. Yes.
So
They say, all right, you want a face-to-face meeting? Say,
I find it only.
She says,
That's pretty much what I was intending.
yeah, okay, cool. They say, let's say we agree to this face-to-face meeting. Do we think we can maybe lower the barbs a little bit? Try and work together.
As much as we can, would you,
Without pissing us off.
maybe about as much as you tried to work with my father once you find out that he killed yours.
Oh snap!
I'm sorry. Wait, we knew what your father was up to before. We found out, and we never helped him with that. I'm sorry
No,
if we gave you that impression.
No, that's the point though. that they wouldn't work with him because they know who he was, and after he killed their father, they're not gonna like go out of their way to work with him. They're just gonna try and bring him down.
Fair. Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. No.
bring us down and
Yeah.
all the shit. So like, yeah, we can try and work with you, but you're still kind of child murderers to us.
Yeah. No, that's fair. We that happened.
Yeah, you're
Like I
gonna have
said,
to.
things got they got away from us, and I guess that could be due to perhaps a rushed and short-sighted plan to look. Here's I think what happened, and she turns around to the rest of them. She's like, "Sisters, mother, correct me if I'm wrong here. Please, if I'm speaking out of turn or you feel like you're being spoken for, please correct me." Initially, the plan was vengeance. I think you could probably understand that somewhat. Something was taken from us. Then, the plan was perhaps justice with vengeance as just a fringe benefit, if you will. The plan was hurried. Obviously. Had we taken our time, maybe things would have went a little smoother. Maybe there would have been less collateral damage. So yeah, short-sighted.
Maybe you wouldn't have earned your own marks for retribution.
She ignores you, because I'm gonna save you guys all an insight roll. You can tell at this point they get that Ace is aggressive. They understand why, but you can tell they're working towards some sort of compromise. They're trying to work towards a compromise. Whether or not it's going to happen is up to you guys.
Yeah.
So you can see her like
These proceedings have made Ace more agitated.
Okay.
So he doesn't feel like he has any. They've given him any reason to be nicer about
fine.
anything or show him any leeway.
Most of that's probably on me, but that's okay. I can work with that. So she hears you. She does you see like a half an eye roll, like it registers, and she just goes back to what she's doing. She's like, mistakes were made. She's like, I'm sure you all have made mistakes in your time. She kind of looks over at Ace. She doesn't know shit about you. She's just kind of assuming, because few people are perfect.
Ace has made a lot of mistakes.
Right.
None like that.
I mean,
and that's.
I mean, you ruined a marriage. I mean, that's pretty bad. But yeah, we can,
that depends on your.
We can move past it. We're not here to play
your
a blame
views
game.
There. Yeah.
They're like,
depends on your views there.
They're like, I think we can help you. And she's like, you boys were on the right path when you were walking, when you stopped at the fish friend. I don't remember the fish's name. What was his name?
Phineas. Okay.
Right. She says when you when you stumbled on the little coffins, you were headed that way anyway.
Hey, it's a bell. Cut that shit out.
She says, my name is Monica. How dare you? She says, you got to go that way anyway. We'll find you. And they go away. You guys are back in the fish village.
That was a pretty crazy trip, dude. Did you see all that too? What'd you see?
He says, well, you guys were talking about some crazy shit. What are you guys like slavers? Like,
no,
we're
fighting
Did you
slavers.
kill kids?
These horrible witches did. They're called the Coven. We're trying to destroy them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's some heavy shit when you're trying to have a good high for sure.
He
They
says,
enslaved a dragon that I freed.
I didn't get like full sentences out of you guys. It was a lot of muttering, and then every once in a while, a word would come clear, like like slavery and like kid murder. Somebody definitely said kid murder.
Oh no, we were definitely in a nice ethereal place because apparently I was successful in stealth.
Must have been pretty windy there with all that stuff on you. Uh, he's like, he's
Light as
like,
a feather, stiff as a board.
That or they cast silence on him again.
who did? he says, he says, I don't know, I'm a fish. We're pretty floppy. We don't know nothing about being stiff. He's like, well, yeah. He's like, if you guys don't mind, I don't know where your journeys are taking you, but if you could keep an eye out for uh, the people we lost, and just keep an eye out for that banner, and maybe that'll help. But I understand that's our burden to bear. But if you could, any assistance would always be helpful.
As we are true good heroes, if we run into them, we will help you.
He says, cool. He's like, you guys are welcome to kick the shit, but it sounds like you might have more pressing matters. But yeah, we'll be around.
I mean, we could make them wait. And he looks at Braddock.
I want to show him the map that we've been making and ask him, like, what does this look like to you? And where are some things that you think of, like, on this map that we should like, key points or things to stay away from or places that have good water or whatever. Just basically, I'm just asking him to, like, help us fill our map out and see if there's anything else he can add to it for us.
He's like, oh yeah, well, the way you guys were headed, there used to be a nice little it was like just off the road. It was like little. Hey, go ahead. Sorry, I had to burp. He says there was a nice little I don't want to say an oasis because it's not in the desert, but like a nice little spring. There was a quaint little village around there, and he like kind of like he's like, I don't need to mess up your map, and he takes out like he finds like just a bit of like it's like chalk, so like you could rub it off easily if it's not to your liking. He's like, and he draws like a little X, and it's north, and you guys were headed north, so he's like, yeah, well, you guys just keep walking like a couple more hours, you can't miss it. Quaint little village, nice folk, should be just as welcoming as we are. We've never had any problems with them as neighbors, but maybe they could have some more info for you.
Sounds like a good place to start. What do you think, Your Majesty?
I think that sounds great.
Well, I guess we head there and wait for these witches.
Sounds good to me too, Ace.
Oh yes, Braddock. Sorry.
He's like, he goes up to Ace. He's like,
I messed up there.
Does he do that a lot, or?
Do what?
No, I
You
normally involve him. I just accidentally did not.
Well, that's kind of fucked up. You should have included him.
I should have. It was my mistake.
He's like,
I still hear a weapon.
I always pass the duchy to him, so he knows I never.
I was
forget
on the
him
right
then.
hand side. That's what the problem was.
Yeah, that's just. I mean,
I got to be to the left of you.
Here, I'll just turn around, and he's gonna hand it to you.
Boz, just cut off his right arm.
Hey, look,
and then like
he just turned around, so he's Ace of base.
The fish goes. This whole thing sounds bass backwards. Get it?
Layers.
That's
Those are layers.
That's kind of funny.
His laugh is
Ha
awful.
ha ha
ha. He's like, well, it was cool to meet you dudes. Sorry, couldn't be more help, but
could we get some more of that stuff to take with us?
he's like, he's like, I probably, Probably not. Like, it's bad to like go on an unsupervised high. Like, I mean,
Oh, we'll have supervision.
Yeah,
We have a whole colony.
we'll supervise each other. And maybe we can send some people up here to establish trade relations, and you can come down and establish trade relations, and we can help each other out, blah, 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 blah.
And Ace will leave them like a bag of fucking smoke.
he's like, he's like, man, I don't know. He's like, it's fair. I'm really hesitant to just give it up like that too. It's not because I don't like you guys. And the trade is really nice and I appreciate it. It's just I'm just worried about you guys. It's stuff that can get addictive, and you know,
I do
I'm
not
worried
have an
about
addictive personality.
Our stuff isn't addictive at all.
Deception check.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Are you lying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm fully fine with a deception check there.
He has
Um,
a detective personality.
That's
That's
actually,
a 23.
he's like okay, here's what I'll do. He's like, I'll give you guys a little bit. You can either, he's like, so I can not do this voice to actually explain this clearer. He's gonna give you guys like one line's worth. So you can either one person can go full board or you can chop it up and maybe the whatever happens is just less. It's a reduced trip. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's like, here, I'm gonna give you this much, and you see him like divvy some out, and he's like, you go ahead and keep this. He's like, and when you guys get your business in order, we can maybe talk a little more, and we, regardless, trade relations, absolutely, we could. You guys seem cool, and if your whole colony, god damn it, I have to keep like swallowing because otherwise I'm just gonna drool all over my keyboard. He's like, if you guys, if everybody in your colony is as cool as you guys are, the, those would be good friends. We could always use more friends. He's like, so here, and he like gives you back your weed. He's like, I wouldn't feel right accepting it. He's like, but please take this, and he gives you just like a little vial.
Ace is gonna say, no, keep it. Here, take the bag. This is fine. This is a start.
Really, he's like, okay. He's like, he starts looking around, right? Because he feels like the scales are imbalanced because he's a good dude. And
Yeah.
he's like,
Well, as he kind of should.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but like,
But that's good. That
But
he is that
he also-
we like good people.
he also isn't being stingy. He's being cautious, right?
Yeah. He's
So-
worried that his drugs are too strong.
Yeah, he just
Fair enough.
He met some new friends and doesn't want to fucking get him hopelessly addicted to something. So he starts looking around and you see him like bust. He opens up this crate and he's like bent over at the waist or whatever his fucking waist would be because he's a fish man, and he pulls out a box like the size of a cigar box and he opens it up and he's like here. He's like, if you guys ever find yourself in I wouldn't say desperate need because it's not bad, but you know, if you need some long-lasting nourishment, he's like, take this, and he opens the lid like with it opening towards you guys in a like presentative manner, and it's fish jerky. he's like,
Nice.
he's like, it's jerky. We made it out of like a minced tuna, and there's a little octopus in there, and we chop it up. There's a little bit of a seaweed binder in it just to keep it all in shape, and then we smoke it and dry it, and it is it's not as good as just a tuna steak or swordfish, but it travels light and it provides the nutrients you need.
Adam, can you do me a huge favor?
What's up,
And in this voice, say Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee tuna? Yes, it's that's actually the brand of tuna
That
we
sounds
use to
very
make the
familiar to
jerky.
me.
It's Bumblebee because fuck chicken of the sea. That shit is awful. And I knew
Bumblebee tuna.
Charlie Tuna,
I'll
that
have to
fucking
remember that.
sellout mascot, could kiss my fucking ass.
Wow. He
He has
doesn't
very
like
strong
tuna.
opinions on canned tuna.
He does not like tuna. Your Majesty, are you getting all of this?
He likes he likes Bumblebee tuna. He doesn't like the other two brands of tuna.
Gotcha.
He's like
Bumblebee only.
He's like actually when it comes
Tuna
to
has
chicken.
like a notebook out, and he's like,
In water only.
Yeah,
tuna.
yeah. He's like he's like actually I don't really know much about chicken of the sea. I stayed away from it because I didn't know if it was like chicken or fish, and like I know it's chicken of the sea, but like is it chicken? This is me doing a Newlyweds callback from Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey's
Yes.
TV show,
Oh, I remember.
and it was that shit fucking got me.
Well,
Anyway,
I
It was a
don't know if
great
it's
value.
chicken or not, but I definitely know buffalo have wings.
he says
Man,
he's like
this is like VH1. I love the '90s.
This is a callback to their pizza
We're gonna
commercial.
fucking what's hey okay, we cut to a shot of Ace and underneath a window pops up and it says this guy had sex with lots of women and left them all high and dry. Pop up video. So anyway,
Next.
now that we're done with fucking TV callbacks, I think for the time being, he's like, he gives you some of this fish jerky. It smells fishy. Does anybody try it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So it's not better than beef jerky because few things are, but it's certainly better than milk jerky. Yeah, I mean it's a solid 6 out of 10. It does
Name.
exactly what he said it's gonna do. Right?
that'll do.
Yeah. He's like.
That'll do, Locust. That'll do.
He's like, but you know, like I said, once you guys get your affairs in order, seems like you got a lot on your plate, and he's like, once you get your affairs in order, if you guys want to come by, we could do like I don't want to say training because that just sounds fucking lame, but like we could like do more of this stuff and like, you know, you guys could like learn like your tolerances and stuff and balance those out, you know, increase, you know, whatever. Like we'll get you better at drugs. You guys aren't very good at drugs, and I'm gonna make you better at drugs.
I think he has a misconception
Okay,
of
you
us
guys,
and our
you guys are
drug
good at
taking
you guys are good at
abilities,
one
Brett.
drug. Okay, like come on, bro. He's like, I got
Yeah,
that
but it's
shit
a
on
gateway.
me.
Honestly, we don't necessarily know what this drug does to us. We know when we took this drug, we got took to
You guys
this-
took to a meeting.
a meeting,
Mhm.
which we know we're having interactions
Wait,
with these
hang on.
people.
Boz,
So-
Boz, where did I send you? Because you got kicked out, and then
You sent him back to the
You sent me
Locust.
back to yes.
No. I kicked him out, and he did more. And then I described your hi to you, but I don't remember what the fuck I said.
Me neither. Yeah, because you I got kicked out. I got muted and
And then
kicked
we
out.
brought you back.
And then
Yeah.
I took some more drugs and I went back.
You took more drugs, and I sent you somewhere on a like much more pleasant high. I think. I don't fucking remember. It could have been scary. But anyway, he's not opposed to you guys doing because he's not who's he to judge? He does this shit all the time. But he's a pro, and he's seen what it can do to rookies. So he's like,
No,
you know.
I understand drug wizards.
yeah. He's like, but for sure, he's like I said, I don't mean to be such a square, but he's like, here, how about this? Just make me feel better. And what he does is, John, when you handed him this bag, are there like pre-rolls in here?
No, it's just like a big bag of fucking dried bud,
Okay,
ready to go.
So he goes into his crate and he finds two
Like that
long,
70s show
he takes
paper
like
bag.
2 long pipes, right? Like
Mhm.
like Gandalf pipes, long stemmed pipes.
Nice.
And he dips both of them in there. He packs 2 bowls, and then he gives you the sack back. He goes, "Here, we took a little, gave you a little. Just you take it back, even Stevens. You know, like just do it for me." for your old pal Phineas. I'll sleep better at night. He's like, and then we can open up a really nice drug trade.
Hey,
You
hey,
know,
Phineas,
yeah,
you
what's
know,
up?
we're going on a trip north. We might find all kinds of interesting drugs. Do you want to come with us?
He's like, man, that sounds great, but
What if we give you money and then you could like take care of affairs here, and then your family wouldn't like go without, so you could come with us and help us.
he's like, man, like I know, like that sounds so great, and like especially with the tragedy that struck, like I could use a vacation, but I just can't leave the colony shorthanded. Plus, I think the guy that's doing this voice might murder you if he has to keep doing this voice as some kind of a company NPC. Yeah, he's gonna stay there.
That's the exact reason we want
Come
you
on.
to come along.
Come on, fish man. Come with us. We'll give you a pay scale.
He's
What
like,
I
if
mean,
we can get
fuck
someone
you,
from?
boss, you asshole.
Here's the
Yeah, I
thing.
got that shit, you
We
bitch.
have people, and we can send people up here more than make up for your loss, and even do even more. We can make this work. What's your number?
He's like, guys, I'm trying not to be shellfish here. He says, see, motherfucker,
Guilty.
I could do it too. He's like, um, but unfortunately, my decision is mermaid. I will be staying here.
All right.
well,
I,
that's a
I
shame.
appreciate it, but he's like, maybe in the future we could go on an adventure. I like hiking.
Maybe next
Okay.
time.
You should set up a business out here and call it Marlin and Out Burgers.
He's like, we'll never make it. There's too much. The Krusty Krab
Nah.
just has a fucking monopoly on this shit.
Guys,
all
I'm
good. It's not a
kind of
better
ready to
man.
go kill these witches. Oh, wait, sorry. Meet with these witches.
That's code for guys. This is John, and I'm over your bullshit.
Never say that. So
He's like, yeah, you guys better. If you guys want to make any more headway today, you better get on your way.
Oh, that was more me trying to tip off my other players to Ace's intentions.
Hey, you know, sometimes the real person comes through in the character, and that's when things are the best.
There's a little bit of impatience there, though.
Yeah. Stone Cold was just Steve Austin turned up to 11.
I'm not the most impatient person in this group.
Sorry.
Oh, John, did you want an impatient meeting with the coven? Is that what you guys want?
Yes. That's exactly what I want.
So do you guys head out, or do I have to do this
Yeah.
fucking fish voice some more?
No, let's go. I love the fish voice, but
Keep going.
I'm
It's
ready.
a fucking pain. I liked it too when I first started doing it. It's a real pain in the ass.
I want a conversation between fish voice and cartographer.
We could do that eventually,
I don't
but
even
let's head
remember
north.
cartographer
No,
voice
later.
At this point.
Yeah.
First
of all, they're-
Oh, I
days
do.
away
I
from
want
each
that
other.
too.
You guys aren't getting shit. So you guys start heading off. What I say? The place you marked on your map. It was a couple hours.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think you guys rolled
Just
up
stay
there
north.
around lunchtime, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
That's what we'll
so
go with because
the-
we don't have a record of it.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident it was lunchtime. Like I'm not confident on a lot
Yeah.
of the things I say, but this one I am. And so you guys walk a couple hours, and so let's say it's like I don't know 2, 3, 4 o'clock somewhere in there, and you see smoke in the distance. And based on the map, you're pretty sure that it is the spot he marked.
So it's a village.
Yeah.
Smoke from a
He told-
village,
he-
not.
Did I not say there was
Pillars.
a village of people?
Well,
there?
yeah, but not pillars of smoke like something's on fire.
How far away is it?
Is it like chimney smoke or like
no. Yes,
burning
it's-
fucking
it's-
hell smoke?
It's more the second one, but not like cranked to 11. It doesn't.
So it
look
looks like
good.
a village on fire.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to figure
No,
out.
that's
yeah.
fair. I was confused because I forgot chimneys existed. So
Well, yeah.
we'll move forward.
Well, like any village description
No.
typically starts with
Very
you
fair.
see
Yeah.
smoke
No. This is the bad kind.
billowing out of chimneys. Got you.
This is
That's
kind
what
of when
I.
you're driving
that's what I
home
was
and you're
worried
like,
about.
man, I wonder if I'm going to see that fire when I drive by it. It's that kind of shit.
Gotcha.
Um,
That Does
So,
not look good, Your Majesty.
How
No,
far away is it?
I don't know. Let's call it. You would think like a mile.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go.
Like there's
let's
shit
go.
in your way.
I
You,
start sprinting a little bit more.
you can't see the
Yeah, I'm gonna
flames.
send Milo ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you send Milo ahead. How high? What do you? Just because
Send him
there's
with
like
me.
there's a tower of smoke. Let's say there's like a breeze coming in off the ocean, so it's going like away from, like it's kind of listing away from the ocean. Um.
Let's send
So-
him in at about 60 feet off the ground.
Okay. That's fine. You still have plenty of light. So if you want to send him higher, feel free. But 60 feet's cool. I assume you're gonna have him avoid the smoke.
Yeah.
Just because that'd be kind of rude if you send him straight into it, and probably not helpful.
No, if he can
So-
go above, below it, whatever he can do to avoid
he
it.
starts shooting you images as he gets close, and like at first you see like decently thick amount of trees. You know, like there's woods in your way, so you couldn't see like the source of the smoke, like the actual fire that would have been generating it. Then like the trees start to like be like more illuminated as these images keep coming to you, until eventually you do see a fire, and then you see like a couple of the buildings. Or you see, here's what you see. I'll tell you exactly what you see. You see one building on fire, and it's the biggest building. It's on fire. When you send, if you were to send Milo up higher, which I'm going to do because it's helpful, he gets a more zoomed out picture of it. And what you see is in like almost kind of you know what a control, I know Austin does, but you guys know what a control fire is?
Yes.
John,
I know what that is.
you know all kinds of
A control burn, yeah.
yeah, like environmental and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, you burn the stuff so the fire stops spreading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit. So it's kind of like
It's
that.
supposed to create an oxygen pocket. And
But it's on a building?
No. I stopped mid sentence. So what you
Okay.
see in kind of a control fire kind of fashion.
They're doing a control burn of part of the
yes.
forest.
No, just hang on. He flies up, and you see smaller bits of fire. You see one big fire of a building, right?
Yeah.
And that, I will get to what that is in a second. But in this
Okay.
control pattern, you see a box and the curly part of a question mark, and the dot on the question mark is the big building that's on fire. Now, does anybody remember what the fuck that is?
Is that their symbol?
It was the
That's
symbol.
their
It was
symbol.
the symbol of the people that raided the fish village.
That's right.
Yes. So
He's gonna
Milo sees that and shoots it all to Ace. I don't
he's
even care if
gonna
it was in
send
like, still
he's gonna
images of
send
video.
Milo to Braddock and have him send Braddock the same images when he gets close.
Okay.
Because Braddock's sprinting ahead.
Okay. So that
And
happens.
we're running. We're probably running, but we're not as fast as him. So me and Nitsu are a little behind that.
Yeah. No, I mean that's fine. I think you all have the same speed, but he is probably the
No, we'd
stronger.
let him go a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
fuck
can
that
cover
guy.
longer legs can cover more ground.
Right.
In this narrative, we're letting him be faster.
That's fine.
I'm fine with
No,
that.
yeah, we're letting it's like he can kick shit down. He'll be fine. He's a tank.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
worried.
So
He's double moving. We're single moving.
you guys are just walking and he's running. You guys are assholes. So
You're doing a good job, Braddock.
Milo pats you on the back with his wing.
Nice.
Yeah. So you see all the shit he sends you. I assume you guys you get there, Braddock. What do you want to do until these fools catch up?
Oh, start searching around. See, what am I seeing when I get there?
First of all, you see all the doors have been kicked down.
Damn it.
They're all off their hinges. They're all down. Hey, you know what? Last session was a bummer for me, so I'm shitting on your guys. No, I'm just fucking
Okay,
with you.
so what I do is I pick up a door and let it stand on its own, and I kick it down anyway.
Out of frustration.
Yes.
Yeah. So you see.
I'm like nice cop
Looking
throwing a
forward to
chair.
this all fucking day, motherfucker.
You're right. It's like
I'm like
Why do you think I ran to this village? Was it because it was on fire?
it's like you had a
I'm
shit
like
day
bad
at work.
cop from a Lego movie throwing a chair.
It's like you had a shit day at work and you're like, man, I'm gonna go home and play that game I've been playing. Update, fuck you. Um, so yeah, you see, and if you like were to like
The
poke your
worst.
house, you see like I wouldn't say like ramshackle buildings. They're better than the huts at the fish village, but they're not like stonework buildings, predominantly wood. Um, but they're sturdy. You'd feel like they'd hold up in a big storm, but not a hurricane. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
bad at describing engineering stuff, but they're fine. You'd probably want something a little nicer, knowing where you came from. But yeah, they're sturdy enough.
Okay. Is there rubble? Is there anything? Buildings collapsed.
The only building that's really been fucked up is the one that's on fire. The rest of them, if you were to peek inside, you can see they've been ransacked.
Okay.
And I'm gonna save you the survival check. If you look down, there are fucking footprints everywhere. It looks like there was cats and dogs living together here.
Okay.
Necessary.
People taken. Any bodies left behind?
You see some bodies. Yeah. Let's see. What are they? They are. What's a fun race, John, that we haven't used as a fucking player character?
What are you
Hang on,
gonna look for? We could do Aarakocra.
Nah, they're not Aarakocras. They are.
This definitely ain't a roost, but you
They
do like
are
ratlings, tritons, but this isn't.
I know what they are. They're satyrs. You guys know what satyrs are,
Ooh,
right?
Yep.
Like Mr. Tumnus.
Mr. Tumnus. Yeah.
Yeah. Little half goat, half people. Predominantly satyrs. You see, I don't know, maybe a human or two, but predominantly satyrs. And
I assume not to assume this is a Fey forest.
Are satyrs Fey?
I don't think they're full on Fey, but I think they typically.
No, there's nothing extra going on here. There's just
Okay.
satyrs here.
Yeah, these are non-magical.
Yeah, they're
satyrs.
They're basic, boring satyrs. They're just here
Gotcha.
for flavor.
No, I like it.
Yeah. So you see some satyrs. There's a bunch of they have there's arrows in them. You might see like a broken spear in one of them. They've been raided.
Damn. Any survivors?
Make me a perception check.
Cool.
Um,
14.
Not that you can see. I'm gonna say you guys are there by now. Nitsua and Ace. You guys are there. Do you guys want to make perception checks as well for survivors?
Absolutely.
Please do.
14.
Awesome. Here comes John with his +1 to perception. I don't know how you've been playing a whole fucking 8. Okay. You don't see any.
Dude, it works for the character.
It totally does, but you know, much like Resilient Khan, I rarely.
You have to have perception and hit points. Those are your two things
I
that
love
you
perception
have to have.
And con saves. Don't forget con saves.
Well, yeah, that's why con is usually one of those ones you make sure you
I
have.
love perception and I love con. Anyway, so you guys don't see anybody. You see, like I said, the building, if you were to just look at the building, you would probably assume it's like their town hall. This place isn't quite as big as like Woodbreeze is population-wise, but maybe it's comparable. So like, have you guys ever noticed, I kind of just put this together, Shoebill Coast, it's kind of bigger than it needs to be, based on the numbers you guys have.
Okay.
You guys ever really notice that?
Nope.
Kind of, yeah.
No.
I mean, it's a little oversized, but I just took this map because I liked it. Anyway, it's
Well, I also figured we're meant to be twice this size.
right. Also, you meant to probably continue to grow after that.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be the first wave plus the second wave plus whatever's coming. So this place is probably, let's say it's appropriately sized for somewhere between, I don't know, like 40, 45 people. So like
Okay.
somewhere between first wave plus second wave, right? And you see probably like 10 satyr bodies, and a couple of humans. And like if you guys I assume you're searching around, and in your perception checks, that's what you're doing. You're searching around, maybe throwing like downed doors off of some, looking for people and whatever. And I would like everyone to give me a second perception check.
9.
17.
19.
Perfect. So, Braddock and Ace, you guys hear, over the roaring flames, you hear a branch snap, and you hear, ah, fuck! Kind of off to, like, let's say this place is kind of surrounded by trees. Like, they're using the forest as kind of like a little bit of natural protection. And you hear it.
Ace is
off
gonna
in-
send Milo over there
um,
immediately.
Like, just straight to it, or does he want to be up away from it?
Up in the air, but straight towards the noise, so he can look down and see what's going on there. If he's got to go around the building and go straight at it, he will.
No, he can go straight there. That's cool. So
Yeah.
he's shooting. He's showing you what he's seeing, and what you see is a satyr with a broken branch down at his hooves. You see him like kind of like checking himself out. He looks up. He sees Milo, and he darts behind the biggest tree that's nearby. It's like the closest biggest tree. Does Milo like follow him?
Yeah, he's gonna give Milo instructions to keep going down, and then he's gonna look to Braddock and say, "Catch me!" And he's gonna go catatonic and take over Milo.
Yeah. So this guy
And Braddock doesn't catch him.
Nice.
perfect, as we've established. So this guy kind of just keeps like circling the tree. Like every time Milo like goes around the edge of the tree to see him, he just kind of.
Sir, we are heroes from the Coasted Shoe, and we are here to help save you and your people. Please come meet with us in the courtyard.
That's all you hear.
This is Milo. He is my trusted pet. If you please come to the courtyard, me and my friends can help you and tend to your wounds.
He just puts his hands over his eyes, like in a, I'm so panicked. This is all I can think to do, and I've reverted to a childlike state of, if I can't see them, they can't see me. And he just kind of sits down.
Milo's just gonna stay there. Ace is gonna come back up.
You would
Braddock,
see.
go get the guy out of the bushes.
I will also tell you that you will see that this guy is unarmed. He's unarmored. He might have like pants, but he's dressed like a commoner.
There's one of the satyrs in the bushes.
I see him. Hey, pal. How's it going?
Ah! What do you want? Don't hurt me.
I figured you want to talk to me rather than a little dragon.
I gotta remind you that you're pretty fucking scary still.
Oh, I know. But that's why I'm trying to talk nice.
You still have an imposing figure, but he's like, what do you want? What do you want?
Not gonna hurt you. I am not gonna hurt you.
Roll me a persuasion.
What happened?
Roll me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
I was hoping he was gonna say it one more time and just get progressively louder.
I'm not gonna
I'm
fucking
not
hurt
gonna
you.
And just get like more scary.
Okay, so you rolled pretty good. He starts calming down. He's like, and you almost see that he's a bit calm, but it's also maybe a feeling of, I'm kind of fucked. Like, so, like, I'm not gonna outrun this guy. Like, I may as well play nice and hope that gets me out of any potential danger I may be in. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he's like, what do you want? What do you want?
Well, I'm not gonna hurt you. I just want to know what happened here. Now,
He's breathing. He's still breathing heavy, and he's just like, and he passes out. He kind of just collapses. You can tell that it's probably just stress induced. Like the body just decided to say, "Fuck this! I'm
Ace,
shutting down."
do we have any jerky milk?
No, but we have
You
the
ever seen
fish
nipples
jerky.
on a jerky?
And we have some we have water skins.
Mm.
Not milk jerky, no. Why would we have any of that vile substance with us?
I just want to give him something because he's obviously
Could work his
tired.
smelling salts.
Ace is just gonna come. Ace is just gonna come over and dump water on his head.
So you dump water. What the fuck?
Wake up!
I wasn't done asking you questions.
We're here to help. We are the Heroes 3 of Shoes Coast.
Take it down to 7, pal.
He looks at Braddock and he's like, "What? What?"
We are the Heroes 3 of Shoes Coast. Is that better, Braddock?
He doesn't know who the hell we are.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the hell you are.
Burbank, the Dragon Slayer. And prisoner, kind of. And then this is the Prince of Darkness and killer of all hymens.
He fucking starts running. Like, you called him
Okay.
the Prince of Darkness.
And then once you say killer of hymens, he might think you're talking about a dude's named Jamie. Okay?
He starts to
shit.
take off running, and he trips over the branch he fell out of. And so you guys can get ahead of him if you would like and cut him off.
Yeah.
He's-
Hold on there, friend. I haven't yet introduced the Sword of Vengeance, His Majesty himself,
You're not
Nitsu.
helping. He looks at Braddock. He goes, "You're fucking scary too, but can you make him stop?"
If only I could.
He just starts rubbing his temples. He's like,
Would you like to meet the Royal Prince, my good sir? Well, there's two of them.
So. He's like, I don't feel like I have much of a choice in this fucking situation.
We're here to help.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm fucked. He's like, he tried to run and that didn't work out, so he's just submitting.
Your Majesty, maybe you could help with the negotiate. No, that's the wrong word. Friendship making.
Or rescue.
Maybe you guys could leave me here alone with him for a minute.
Yeah, Ace, come on. Come on.
I look down at the little guy.
Okay, Braddock.
I give him like a wink, and I'm like, just give me a minute real quick.
You see he's a bit comforted. He's a little bit comforted by you. He's still fucking had a rough day.
Yeah.
But
sure.
So do you two walk away?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, thanks.
So I'm gonna do a quick medicine check.
Uh-huh.
I want to basically pull out my first aid kit and just like, if he's got any cuts or bruises or just like whatever, I want to try and take care of the little dude real quick.
Yeah, you see, he might have like some scratches on him, but he's good. Like if he was a PC, he wouldn't have any hit point damage. He might have like some soot on him, but he's good.
It's more of a maybe a performance role. I'm trying to make lots of.
You're doing like a little bedside manner kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just
No, you're good. Let me see how you're doing. Let me check this.
He's good. He's coming down by the minute. But yeah.
All right. So, I'm sorry about my two friends back there. I know they're pretty scary, but they're scary to bad guys even more because that's who they go after. They go after the bad guys. And it's good to have some scary guys on your side. So, why don't you take a quick breath, and and maybe tell me what happened here. Is there any? Well, first off, is there anyone here that you think could use some help? Is there anywhere we can go to help anybody?
He says, I don't, I don't think there's anybody left to help here.
Okay. Where do you think? Where do you know if everyone? Did anyone leave? Do you think there's anyone maybe hiding somewhere else we can go and check on?
He's like, no, no. The only people that left were taken.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh, that sounds so scary, little buddy. Do you know where they might have been taken?
He's like, yeah, but I'm like an adult. You just because I sound, never mind. No. He's like, yeah, I know where they went. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I have a pretty good guess.
Well, these guys sound like assholes, and you know what? We don't jive with assholes. So if you feel up to it, maybe you could show us where they went, and we could go help out your town.
He's like, I, you guys seem pretty brave, and I'm not gonna blame you if you judge me as a coward, but I'm not going anywhere near that place.
Well, I understand that. That's perfectly fine. You don't got to worry about that. That doesn't make you a coward. That just makes you smart, and you're just taking care of your own safety, and that's really important. I'm glad that you were able to make it this far. Do you know if your place is still good? Are you safe if we were to leave you here?
He says, I wouldn't stay here. I have some place I can go. Um, do
Well,
you know
okay.
Phineas?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we know Phineas. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I can go there.
All
Um,
right. Well, we have a map.
yeah.
Maybe you could put that on our map where you think your village is.
Um,
How does that sound?
well, he like he looks at the X that Phineas drew for you. He's like, this is where my village. It's here. He's like, that
Yeah,
did Phineas tell you where this was?
he sure did.
Yeah, yeah, he did pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much where you're at. You can tell
So
based
where
on relative landmarks and distances.
so where do you think your villagers were taken?
He's like, he's like, only because I don't deal in complete certainties. It's let's just call it an extremely educated guess. He's like, if you guys were to have kept moving and weren't so kind as to stop, it's about it's about a day's walk um, northwest. He's like, the road curves around and then there's a ridge and it's on the other side of the ridge.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
asked him to look at the map and tell us.
yeah, he
And
kind of he's not good at drawing, but he like kind of like gives you like some kind of like ovular shape of like a ridge, and then on the other side of the ridge, based on where you are now, he draws a big giant square, and in the square he draws a question mark. He's like, that's the that's where they live. They've
Hmm.
been
fair
a
enough.
problem for, oh, I don't know, quite a few weeks now. He's like, that's where the tribe lives. I've never seen
I,
nothing like it.
I give him some water and some fish jerky, like a fish jerky, because he should be able to get back to live pretty quick.
He sees the fish jerky and his eyes kind of light up. You can tell that since he knows Phineas, he's probably had this before, and he gobbles it up. He's like, oh, that hit the spot. That was nice. He's like, this is one of his better batches. Um, I assume this came from Phineas too.
It sure did.
He's like, yeah, this pretty good batch. I'll have to tell him that. Um, he's like, that's where the the tribe of constant pain lives. That's what they call themselves. And I've never seen nothing like it. It's, we've seen orcs banded together. We've seen people tend to stick to their own. I mean, it's not a xenophobic thing. It's just like you know, it's a comfort thing, right? You know, you stick to what you know. And
Sure.
and he's like, you can tell we were mostly satyrs here. And like he's like pointing at like the dead bodies. He's like, and then he's like the couple of humans. He's like, and it's like voices starting to crack. He's like, we were mostly satyrs. We got a couple of outsiders. He's like, but about 3 months, those fuckers have been a real fucking problem, and their numbers have only grown. And their leader, she leads with some sort of unknown power. That's why this looks like it does. And when he's pointing at like the fire, and what
Sure.
you gather he means from that is that's why their insignia is what it is. Like their leader has some sort of unknown power and is using it to rally an army. Possibly through fear, possibly through recruiting ambitious people. Um, you know, driven to not necessarily ride the coattails, but like strike while the iron's hot. You know, get in on the ground floor, something possibly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
He's like, I've never met. I don't know the leader, but I've heard the tales. She sounds like a nasty old woman.
Old woman.
You're not there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm not there.
Have you ever seen this old woman before?
I haven't. It's just what I'm told. It's just what I
Hmm.
hear.
Well, have you
I
heard?
heard. When the raiders were walking away, I heard them say stuff like the old lady's gonna be kind of disappointed because we're not satyrs don't make for great soldiers or great laborers, but you know they
Does you
kind
know?
of it was kind of a something's better than nothing.
Do you know if this old lady has a name or a description or anything?
I just know that she's an old lady. And he's like going through his brain, trying to think of any details hearing. It's like she's got gray hair, but that's not. I mean, that's not great, right?
No.
He's like, I know she dresses real nice.
Mhm.
He's like, she's got she's got a thing, and he kind of like draws. So he's like, she wears really nice clothes, and he's like, he's like, I've only heard tell of this, so please take it with a grain of salt. He's like, the legend is that there's a box, and it's got this on it, and he draws you what looks to be like a triangle, and underneath it are like sideways lightning bolts. That's what he draws. So hang on real quick. Let me do this. Can you guys see that?
Wow.
Yes, I can.
Like
Austin stepped away.
it looks like that. That's what
Okay.
What did it look like, real quick?
it looks like that. That's what he's remembering, but he's also like, I can't be sure. He's like, don't quote me. He's like, it sounds like she wields a lot of intimidation and possibly some great power, but we were home and we just didn't have time to defend ourselves, to get away, it came quick and it came hard. And he's like, now he's starting to calm down, but like the sadness is starting to hit him. And he's trying to, like you guys seem, Nitsua has been a great comfort to him. Ace, Braddock, not so much. He was kind of, he was coming around on Braddock. But
Well, what about what I
Braddock
said?
what's
That
that?
these are
Well,
these are. What about when I said these are scary guys, but it's even scarier to bad people? Like,
It helps. Ace probably didn't scare him a ton, but all the words he was saying were scary.
yeah,
Sure.
you were a bit much.
Hey,
Um, he's like, but
That was kind of the point.
Nitsua
Yeah.
has calmed him down, but the drawback of the calming down is that now he's like extra sad because he has the mental wherewithal to actually be sad.
Ace isn't good at comforting.
No, he's
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 that's
he's very much Dr. Cox when it comes to bedside manner.
well, he's
There is that.
enthusiastic about it though. Like he wants to be. He's trying to comfort you.
He probably thought this was comforting.
Yeah, he did.
But when you're
He
in
was not trying to intimidate this kid at all.
Right. He was like, "Look at all these badasses you have at your side now."
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so he's like, thanks for coming by. I wish you would have come a little sooner, but that's not on you.
Yeah, me too. What was your name again,
He's
friend?
like, my name's Grover.
All right, Grover. How about we walk you out a little bit of the town, so you can get on your way to Phineas before the sun sets.
He's like, you guys. He's like, you've been pretty helpful, sir. He's like, what was your name?
My name's Nitsua. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, he like a little kid shaking your hand because he's small. He like extends a hand for a handshake. And he's
Yeah, I
like,
definitely take a knee and get on his eye level and shake his hand.
yeah, he kind of like he draws his hand back when he does it, and then he's like, huh, most people don't do that, and like that's the look on his face, and he puts it back out and shakes your hand, and he's like, what are your guys what are you guys doing out here?
Well, we're out looking for something, and you know the best way to find something you're looking for is to go search for it.
He's like, you sure those two are cool? I mean, if they're with, if you trust them, I trust them, I guess.
I trust him, not just with my life, but with everybody's.
He's
They're
like,
good people.
He's like, okay. He goes, I guess the dragon was kind of cute. And he like starts to head back towards those two and Milo, and he's like, we can come back with your friends. That's fine. He's like,
Braddock, if you're gonna keep talking with
No,
him, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay, Braddock. I believe your time around me has started to affect my magics. I've tapped into some powerful, dark, shadowy magics that I've felt in my consciousness lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will be very deadly in a coming battle. This voice in my head keeps telling me it's hungry for Hadar. He can now, like, you will see this later. He doesn't really know what he can do, but he can now open a gateway to the dark between the stars and have tentacles come out from like a starry wasteland. And to him, that's like dark magic, like your shadow wings. That's just what he's comparing that to, and that's kind of what he's getting visions of in his head, of what he's capable of.
I have a question. Are you saying all this before they come back to you?
Oh yeah, he's saying this out loud while they're having their conversation.
Okay, I wanted to know if you were saying this when they approached or not.
This was more while they were having,
Yeah,
but they
no, that's
can
fine.
it's Ace, they can hear him.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, they're having their conversation, so he's not really paying attention to you.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Braddock's gonna say back.
Yeah. No. That's fine.
When have you started feeling like that?
Recently, in the past handful of days, it's been a while since we fought, but I feel like your presence is affecting my magic in a good way.
I was about to say, it sounds like a good way to me.
The visuals are quite terrifying, but knowing that it's to serve me, it makes me feel quite powerful.
It's okay. Sooner or later, you're going to break a hymen or two as well.
That might just happen.
Shit, that happened years ago, motherfucker. I ain't got no shit left. What are you talking about? Yeah, shit, the captain's not there. So about that time, they start approaching. He's like, hey guys, sorry about that. He's like, I was.
Oh, yes, my friend.
He's like, oh, you just run at that volume all the time, huh?
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, you should work on that. He's like, sorry guys,
No, thank you.
you, I don't mean this in the wrong way, big man, but I'm going southern again, motherfucker. He's like, you cast quite the imposing figure, and then this guy, with all his accolades he was spouting off, those were pretty intimidating, and I was not in a great way. Your buddy Natsua here is calming me down. Sorry for the not so welcoming interaction, but I assume hopefully you can understand I wasn't in a great way.
It's very understandable. We're here to stave off scourges of this land. Do you know of any scourges, my good friend?
He's like, yeah. I was just telling Nitsua that, and he kind of like he takes basically says all the same shit.
Yeah.
And like we can just say that if you have any questions
When
you
he,
want to ask,
I want to roll a history check on that symbol.
Yeah,
with the
totally.
triangle and the lightning bolts.
For sure.
Yeah, I got a fucking 6, I think.
It's unfamiliar.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Not a good roll.
You can all roll if you guys all want to. You can roll history checks. You guys have seen this now.
Okay.
Shit.
22.
There we go.
All right, Austin rolled great. Austin, you are really fucking confident that you have never seen this before, and you don't know what the fuck it is.
Fair enough.
What I will give you is that from what he's told you, things are starting to come together. He's told you about an old woman. He told you that there was a box.
Mm-hmm.
He's told you that the tribe is named the Tribe of Constant Pain. It probably clicks for you that
Constance Thorogood.
right. She probably put the word constant in there as some kind of fucking ego trip.
Yeah.
So, you would, I would say it's, you have a pretty good feeling that he's pointed you where you need to go.
Your Majesty, it seems like your friends still have their spell active.
It sure does. Sounds like we need to go put a stop to that shit.
I don't think we should work with them.
If this is the coven, then no, I don't think so either.
Well, no, it's Constance Thorogood. But they used a spell on the 3 of them to invigorate their lust for evil.
Well, if this is the same thing, and they're just going around
this is their spell keeps their hands clean in their minds.
I hear your concerns, Ace, and I think we should go and find out.
I want to tell you guys something I know I said for 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
They told you they never got a handle on her, like they did the other 2.
They didn't even
They did say that.
They
You're
didn't
right.
even know where she was, right?
Huh?
They did.
They said that they didn't even know where she was.
Yeah. She got
got away from them. That's right. Sorry.
Away. No, it's fine. I just didn't want you guys to go in here blind or under a
No, for sure. No, I appreciate that.
I haven't been helpful as a DM, but this is this one I know.
No, yeah, if I'm misremembering, please.
Well, I can't really say that you are, but this one for sure.
No, you're right. I remember that. You mentioned that. I remember that.
So yeah, and when I can be helpful, I'll try to be.
Bullshit.
Hey, I said when I here. How about this? When I know I can be helpful, I will be.
I know. No, I'm just fucking with
Yeah.
you. So, yeah, I think we should, I guess, head that way.
Yeah.
Grover's like, you guys are just gonna go. He's like, there's dozens of them, if not triple digits. You guys are just gonna like, knock on the front door.
My friend, did you not hear my name? I'm Ace Burbank, Master of the Arcane and Dragon Slayer.
And I
We'll
have
be
not met a
fine.
door I cannot handle.
That is true. All the Braddock, did you do that?
I'm gonna
As
say yes.
Ace now notices all the doors are broken. And you're gonna say yes?
Yeah. No,
See?
I am saying it exactly the same way I just said it. I'm gonna say yes.
See? Look at all these doors. My man destroyed them on his way into town. I know how he works.
He's like, yeah, well, sorry we didn't have any more doors to kick down, but you know, we built exactly as many doors as we needed. He's like, that's all we got. He's like, there, like I said, there wasn't a lot. They seem disappointed, but anybody you could bring back home, that'd be good. That'd be good. And he's like starting to trail off, and he's just starting to survey all the damage now that he's like standing in it, and it's like his fucking mind's starting to slip away. He's not going crazy, but like his focus is starting to drift from you guys.
Braddock claps his hands in front of his face to snap out of it.
Sorry, I was.
Oh, good. We didn't lose you.
Miles away, dear. He's like, hey, yeah, you guys are just gonna walk up in there, huh?
Why, yes.
He's like, that's a lot of. You got a lot of sap on you. That's way more than I got.
Hey, you're the one up a tree.
Yeah, I know. I mean, all the sap I got on me is just from the tree, though. It's not like the internal kind of, you know, metaphorically speaking. I'm pretty sapped of my sap.
You know, about a month ago,
Tries to
I
make
was
it-
just like you, running and ducking and hiding. You
And now
don't
he only runs and ducks.
know what you're capable of until you face your fears.
He's like, yeah. He's like, that's great and all. I get it. He's like, but and not that things can't be learned, but right now, as it sits, I'm just a farmer. I do a little bit of I'm okay at hunting. He's like, but you know, I'm not a warrior right now. He's like, maybe someday. He's like, but
Well, now's as good a time as any to start practicing, and he's going to hand him a spear that he has with him.
he's like, okay, yeah. He's like, pointy end at them, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. He's you see him giving some half-hearted thrusts. You can tell that he's kind of doing it just to appease you, but like,
Perfect. That looks fantastic.
he's like thanks. You can tell that he sees what you're doing, but he also realizes that you're trying to be nice, and he appreciates it. He's like, I'll work on this, you know.
You should.
Yeah.
It's a good skill to have.
He's like, I'll try. He's like, maybe instead of
Ace
like-
can barely swing that thing.
he's like, maybe
I was about to say, Ace, remind me to teach you how to use a spear.
fuck, he should teach you. The one time a spear has been used in this adventure, he saved all your asses.
That is true. I have a +4 with it. I'm not completely
Yeah.
useless.
But
But yeah, I don't.
but
use it.
he's like He's like, maybe instead of just using my little ground shovel to plant bulbs, I'll use this spear. So I don't know. He's like trying to think of ways to like, incorporate this into his day to day, right? Like
Well, right now,
he's like
until
incorporate the unfamiliar with the familiar, basically.
I mean, he's gonna need to eat.
He's like he wait, okay, where are you going with that?
Like he can use it to hunt.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah.
He's like yeah, well yeah, maybe. He's like I'm better if the little bit of hunting I do, I'm better with a bow. Um, he's like I'm not great, but maybe I can practice. If I'm pretty sustained, I can maybe practice hunting with the spear, and then if things get pretty desperate, I can try, or I can switch back to the bow, just to make sure I don't die.
Being good with both would be very useful.
Yeah, no doubt. He's like, but if I'm gonna if I'm gonna gonna do this, I need to practice on a full stomach. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Well, head to Bristleby.
Give him a fish jerky. Here you go.
He'll get you all fed up.
What? The bristlebee?
I just came up with something that I think was pseudo close, but it's probably way off because I couldn't remember
is this
his
like
name.
a town name you're trying to come up with?
No, he's talking about the fish dude we talked to.
Oh, Phineas. Okay.
Phineas.
Would you
yeah,
like
okay,
to try
I fucked
something
that up.
better that's closer? Or are you going to go with
That
bristlebee?
sounds like something.
Brinius.
Yeah, he's like,
You gotta go see Brinius.
he looks at Nitsua. with
That's
like a
Phineas'
tilted
cousin.
head.
I think it was Tinius.
Tidius?
Phineas? I didn't even know Phineas had a
You
cousin.
might be right, Nitsua. Tinius. That sounds right.
Oh,
Tinius?
isn't that... no.
This conversation is tedious.
Tinius? Something. Tinius? I don't know.
He's like, okay, yeah, sorry. He's like, well, I really appreciate you guys coming to my rescue. It's, yeah, I'm gonna head over there. Maybe Finny, I know Phineas does some spear fishing. Maybe he can give me some tips. Yeah, and he's like, I'll try and be the best Grover I can be. And there's like some half-hearted, exhausted hope in his voice. Like he probably needs a week to recover from this bullshit. But you guys have given him a decent jumping off point. Maybe is the best way to put that. Like yeah. So he's like, yeah. He's like, I think I can, maybe I'll head back there and maybe he can give me some pointers. Yeah. And then he's like, well, I wish you guys the best. Selfishly, I hope you find my friends and family, and unselfishly, I hope you find what you're looking for. I hope you do what you need to do. And he just starts heading off. He's like,
Oh, hey, can you give this to Phineas for me? And he's gonna toss him that bag of weed.
he looks at it on the ground. He's like, what is this?
He'll know.
Smoke it. It'll calm you down.
He'll know.
He's like,
That too.
he's like, oh, okay.
At once?
What kind of toss was it? Was it like a lob or was it like a Mean Joe kind of toss?
John,
Lob.
roll an attack roll.
Totally underhand lob.
He's like,
You floater pitched it.
Yeah, floater.
he's like, guys, I know you got
Fucking rookie of the year reference.
He's like, I know you guys got bigger fish to fry. No, not Phineas.
Don't say that around Phineas.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Or Tidius or
that was a
everybody.
poor choice of words considering our mutual friendship, huh? He's like, I know it's a lot to ask. He's like, you guys think you could maybe like give me a hand? I know it's probably stupid and futile, but I just can't leave this place like this. And he's basically asking you to just help him not like clean the fucking thing, but like maybe stomp out some of the fires and I don't know. He's like any little bit of help you guys can give him. Like he's it's like I've always heard that you should clean your house before you go on vacation because then when you come back to a really nice clean house, right? And then that's really nice. He's
Yeah.
All right.
He's like
So he's asking us to help put out some fires.
just like maybe like, hey, there's like a tipped over wagon. Can we just set it up and like maybe stomp out some of the control? Like the big building, it's fucked. He's like, just let it burn. He's like, this is probably dumb, but like I want them, if they do come back, I want them to come back to something that's, I don't know.
Like any water source around?
Yeah, there's a spring nearby. Phineas told you there was a spring.
Like how nearby?
They actually have like a they've managed to divert like with like canal digging like some sort of like stream to where it comes in, and so you have water close by, and there's plenty of buckets.
Can I use my telekinetic force power to just
try and Fantasia this shit?
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the zoo.
You can do that a couple of times. So if you guys agree to,
Could I use Eldritch Blast for that? Now that I have the force, the push with that,
the fire away.
No, hit the water just like Nitsua is, because I have a 10-foot force push.
You're
with
like
mine.
You're almost like splashing it with Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he splashed. Oh. Maybe he hits it with force, and then I use.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh, if we're doing this, let me just intimidate the water.
You just start, put it out. Do
it now. Bretta, you're gonna scare the kid again.
You do that. You don't scare him, but he's just like, okay. He's just looking at you. He's like, maybe this will work.
I laugh and wink at him.
He's like, I'm not not saying shit. These guys are helping me. So you guys, it's a pretty sizable. Like I said, Milo was at 60 feet up, and he had to fly higher to get the whole scope of this, control burn thing, right? So it's not that it's a big fire. It's just that it covers a lot of ground, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are working. I don't know. What is the max amount of... I'm not going to say that this is how long you're going to be there. What is the max amount of time you guys would be willing to devote to helping this guy? There's no wrong answer.
15, 20 minutes. We're just going to try and, clean up the kitchen, take the trash out, real quick. Just throw shit in the dishwasher, whatever.
Okay.
We really have to go kill the bad guys now, buddy. Sorry, we can't help more with this. Normally we would.
He's like, no, I understand. He's like, you guys have done some pretty impressive stuff here already. He's like, I'm already, he's seen you use your abilities and stuff, and he's like, I'm already feeling better about your chances. Still not great, but better. And he's like, I wish you the best. He's like, Pan be with you, and you see that he's gonna kind of he's like, I'm gonna keep at it here before I head to Phineas's, but knowing you guys are between me and the bad guys is comforting. He's like, I appreciate it. He's like, I wish you guys the best. And you guys heading out?
Yeah.
So you guys start to head out, and let's say you're walking and you put out all the fires that were close-ish to the spring, stream, canal, whatever kind of waterworks they got, and you're getting close to let's say what would have been the top left corner of the box that they burned in, their insignia.
Can we take a quick bathroom break? I'm about to.
Yeah, actually, I could use one myself, and we'll come back and finish up.
Cool.
Sorry.
How's it going, boss?
Going good.
Motherfucker's not going to give us any answers to those bitches. I'm blowing that heart up, or fucking foot up, or whatever the other body parts were.
Nice.
Destroying that shit.
Yeah, we're going for crazy. I love it.
Hey, I'm not working with them. They're not working with us. I'm not working with them. But I'm also not hiding that. Like Ace is being very outwards that no, fuck them. I'll attack them. I don't give a shit.
Ooh, we should do like a skeet shooting. You say pull, I'll throw it in the air.
There you go. Well, I might, if I see it in the combat, I might go for it in the combat.
What are you skeet shooting?
The whatever the next body part is
The next body part.
that she's gonna have from Alfred.
Oh.
Yeah. What's in the box, basically.
What's in the box?
I remember you said what it was, but I can't remember what it was. So.
Nitsua knows that Alfred does look suspiciously like Gwyneth Paltrow.
John Doe's got the upper hand.
It's a real bummer that he's such a piece of shit, but I can still watch that movie.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Oh, he's got
I can still
got
watch Chris
so many
Benoit
movies
matches.
like
I can
that.
Still watch that fucking movie.
I wish that Usual Suspects wasn't ruined for you, Adam, because that's one of the best movies.
And I started it, and then like I got interrupted, and when I did start it, I already knew the twist, but like from everything I've heard about it, it's almost like after you know the twist, the movie takes a real hit. Like there's not a lot of rewatchability with it, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I enjoy it every time I watch it. Because the twist hit so hard the first time, I still respect it every time I see it.
And you get that those feelings coming back.
Yeah. I definitely get those feelings back, and you wouldn't be able to get that as a first time watcher. But you as a film fan might go, okay, I respect how they did that. That's pretty good. Well, I don't think it's not worth the watch.
Like, how often does the limping thing happen?
Enough. Because
it's like every time I see somebody limping, I'm gonna know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's not just the limping. It's he's stationary a certain way, like the way he's sitting down, like it's obvious.
All I know about him is that
like
he
the whole time.
And that Kaiser Soze is Kevin Spacey.
He's got a very distinct like entire posture.
Right.
It's not just a limp. Right. That's the thing there's so much to it. I think if you watch the whole movie, it wouldn't be a waste of your time.
Yeah.
And you'd probably respect how they told that story, even knowing, okay, because I don't necessarily think it doesn't. Would you say it doesn't have rewatchability, Boz?
I actually rewatched it not that long ago, and it still holds up. It's after a while, maybe it weakens, but you're barely going to start watching it, so it still holds up.
I haven't watched it in a while.
It sounds like what John, like I could totally see what John's saying, like making a lot of sense. Where like even when you do rewatch it, it kind of brings back the feelings of seeing how it impacts you the first time.
Yeah.
So like I'm never gonna get that, and that's okay. There's plenty of movies to fucking watch.
Well, and I don't know that it's all that, but I can't say that it's not part of that because I did get to see it like that.
It certainly doesn't.
Exactly.
I'll also say something else that doesn't help is Scary Movie. Have you seen that? The first Scary Movie, it weakens the ending because
for Usual Suspects.
Yes, they parodied it. They parodied.
See, I wouldn't even have known that they were parodying it. That's a hard word to
say.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't read any of these fucking articles that are on D&D Beyond, but there's some, like, based on the headlines alone, there's some good stuff in here. Like, whether or not they're going to be useful.
On what?
On D&D Beyond has, like, a bunch of just, like, articles. Like, there's a lot of, like, subclass-specific articles, but then there's also things like how to create terror without being a jerk. Like, for DMs and stuff. Like, there's a couple of Dragon Heist ones that I've saved to read over. A lot of them, a lot of articles about like role playing and like how to do it better, shit like that. But yeah, I'm just going back through this shit. There's some good shit.
If you guys have an AMC theater near you, I just sent it in the group. The popcorn collectible 20-side die bin.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I'm going to see that tomorrow or Saturday,
Nice.
but I don't know. We're not going to an AMC. I don't know what theater it is. It's the one at the Edge.
Dope.
But that is
It is cool. It is cool.
Like, I'm halfway tempted to go all because there's one in Edwardsville. John, I know that you're.
Oh.
Going, I know you're going.
Yeah, we're going to the Edge. So, and they serve food and shit at like restaurant dinner at your seat and shit.
Yeah.
So
that fucking watching it in the bistro theater is a real easy way to get real fucking drunk.
I don't drink.
Me and Feeler went with his dad to watch Force Awakens, I think. And they had this fucking pretzel beer on draft. I bet I drank like fucking 4 pints of pretzel beer during that fucking movie.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, I was putting them down.
Their fucking last movie I saw in theater was with you, Adam.
Fucking Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Man on.
It's been a while.
Trying to think of it. I know I went and saw Afterlife in theaters. That might be the last one I saw. I don't go to the movies a lot.
Oh, Jack's rocking his new kneeboard he got for his birthday.
What's in like for like to ski? Like you use like behind the boat?
No, like to skate on with wheels. I don't know. It's really weird looking, but it's a little board for him to get on his knees, and she's got him outside with a helmet on. He looks like a fucking idiot.
Damn.
No wonder his kids get picked on. What the fuck is wrong with her? Things you have to deal with kids. I'm gonna have to pee by the time Austin gets back.
Why didn't you go pee?
There he is.
I
didn't need to pee, but I've drank like 2 glasses of coffee because it cooled down, so now I can just slam it.
All right.
And I'm thirsty.
We'll get moving here. So let's say you guys are you're walking towards the let's say the sides of the control fire they burnt. Let's say the sides of it were like I don't know, 75 yards a piece, right? So that's a pretty big square, right? With a question mark inside of it. You guys are making your way to the northwest. I think he said it was. It's not that important. And you guys are headed that way. And let's say you're by like the middle of you're like dead center, right? You're close to the really big fire. And all of a sudden, a gigantic wind picks up. It doesn't seem to blow you around, but all the fires go out. All the, even the big building, the fires go out, and the building is left, the walls get blown out, but like the studs and shit are still there. So like, and the foundation is good. So all of this shit gets blown out. The fires are good. And you hear Grover go, was that you guys?
Yeah.
Yes, it was definitely me.
Definitely
deception.
12.
He's unsure. He doesn't know you all that well. Wasn't a big. Wasn't.
It just took a while to build up.
He's like, I don't think that was you.
Who else?
So why are you asking him?
He doesn't seem to, because I'm scared, man. He's like, first there's fire, now there's not, which is good, but
I'm resisting rolling intimidation. You call us liars?
hey, you fucking idiot! Why are you asking questions? And so all the fires go out. You see like let's say when the wind picked up, like some dust kicked up and shit too, and kind of clouded your vision. And you see all the doors are back on their hinges. The wagon is flipped upright. And when all of the smoke is cleared and all the dust is settled, the millions and millions of Rock fans are chanting rock. No. After all the dust settles and you see the coven in front of you, and they're like, all right, cards on the table. And because that's what Nitsua said to them. And that's where we're going to stop.
No.
Yeah. It's
Dude,
9:15, bro.
I'm fucking done with these cunts.
Dude,
no.
You guys asked for this.
I'm so fucking done with these cunts.
You guys asked for this.
I asked for the fucking colony. I didn't ask for any of this.
That's not... You didn't, but your buddy that you've been following around did.
Let's do this. Let's come on.
Okay.
I'm
not trying to anger you.
Sometimes, Ace, the fastest way to get what you want is to slow down.
It's the furious